welcome to Let's Connect on 88.5 Soufriere Fm. Hope you had a wonderful week. I do want to apologize once again for our absence last week and the week before. Unfortunately, all these important events have been happening at the same time as Let's Connect, and I have had to be in attendance. So thankfully, we are back today. It is the 14th of March, 2023, and I have with me in studio the Jacques Farmers Group, which I will be introducing to you in just 1 second. But just a few housekeeping matters. First of all, we want to say a special good night to the entire community of Jacques. We want to shout out Mini, Mocha, Belvedere, St. Philip, Boaden, Belle Plaine, all the wonderful communities, Esperance. We want to give a special shout out to all our Let's Connect family in all these areas, all these environs of Soufriere. We want to big up New Development, Zeno, Diamond. We want to say a special good night to Etongs, Sulphur Springs, Margaret Tooth. Those of you in Fort-Jolib listening, we want to say good night to you. If you are in Belfort, good night to you guys in Belfort. We want to say good night to all those of you at Palmis and Fort Beignet, those of you in Barons Drive, those of you in the center of Soufriere Town. Good night to all of you. Thank you so very much for keeping it locked to Let's Connect on 88.5 Soufriere FM. So tonight, like I said, we do have with us in studio members from the Jacques Farmers Group. I have with me the PRO, Mr. Lucien, who I'm going to ask to introduce himself in a little bit. And also we have the Vice Chairman, Mr. Bernard. So first off, Mr. Lucien, tell us your name, tell us your affiliation with the group, and if you want to give a shout out to your hometown, go right ahead.
Hey, good evening. I'm Bartholomew Lucien, or sometimes people call me Bethel. So I'm there as a PRO of Jacques Farmers Group. So to bring to you things that we have in plan and we'll try to do also.
All right, wonderful. And Mr. Bernard, introduce yourself, please.
Yes, good evening to everybody. I am Badir Bernard, also known as Anton by some folks. I am standing in for the chairman, Mr. Cyril William. He would have liked to have been in attendance, but due to sickness and stuff, I had to take his place as vice chairman.
All right. Thank you very much, gentlemen, for joining us here on Let's Connect on 88.5 Soufriere FM. So today we're going to be talking about the Jacques Farmers Group. So my first question to you is, what was the reason behind forming this group? If I am not sure if I should direct this to Mr. Lucien. Can you give us a little bit of the background as to what caused you to form Jacques Farmers Group?
Well, as you know, sometimes things just get hard and people in the community always, a bit more in things doesn't sell. So a group of us around living in the neighborhood decide, well, we can try or give it a go to bring in together to create a farmers group, Jacques Farmers Group. So then we come together and then there it is today.
Okay, so how long has the group been in existence? How long ago did this occur?
Well, the Jacques Farmers Group have been in existence for 3 years now, going on. But sometimes during the time of the COVID, there was a few challenges, things stand still, farmers couldn't sell nothing, so it held us back a little bit. But now we're up and going to see how far we reach in the future.
Okay, that sounds wonderful. All right, so what is, I guess since you mentioned COVID and you mentioned how difficult things have been, so I would expect that the goal of the group has something to do in terms of making sure farmers' produce sell.
Yeah, well, yes, definitely, because you need to try and integrate them, counteract with them, so if we can get together, so we can create a way to sell foods, and when you sell food, money comes, so everybody can be happy, right?
Okay, so do you guys act as a sort of a cooperative, or are you just like a middleman in terms of the farmers and other businesses, or the farmers and the regular people, or is it where you collect everything and resell?
Okay, so at present, since we are a young group at the moment, we are kind of acting like the middleman. But the end goal is for us to become a cooperative. We've spoken about this in private meetings, in our public meetings, and we are currently taking the necessary steps to see that goal move forward. Because one of the things we envision is that all of the farmers can work together as one.
I agree. That sounds wonderful. Anything you would like to add to that, Mr. Lucien?
Well, yes, because that's why it's there. So then our goal is to make the farmer happy also. So if we can get in touch with them and we can create a market and then we can sell the products for them. So it will be good. So we can get other business people to come in, and if we can get in touch with them, like so that we can create a little, should I say, a marketing going with them, so to sell some food.
Okay.
It will be great.
All right. So currently, how many members are in the group? How many farmers create the group?
Well, they have the executive board, and plus they have, I should say, 46 members now, but we open for more,
Okay.
whichever that willing to. So,
And all the members are farmers. Every single person is a farmer.
well, yes,
Okay. I was asked this question not too long ago in relation to something else, but somebody asked me what qualifies somebody as a farmer. Is it if I'm just growing my tomato in my front yard, does that make me a farmer, or is there a certain number of acreage that has to be farmed for me to be considered a farmer?
well, I can say some, and Mr. Chairman, Vice Chairman can say some well.
Sure.
Well, there's different ways people can say, well, they are farmers. They have the bigger ones, which is linked with the government, the system. So they have this going. So they have how many acres. But also you can get the local man have theirs planting. Maybe it might not be a big acre like the bigger one, but maybe half an acre or sometimes an acre, which we're still interested of no matter what. They can grow for us, so we can still sell for them also.
Okay.
So just to add on to the point that the PRO has mentioned, a farmer is a farmer. So whether it's one tree you plant, two trees, 10, 100, a farmer is still a farmer. So we're hoping to be there for the small, the intermediate, and the large farmers. And that is the goal that we're trying to get across.
And I think that is an impressive goal, actually. In the 36 members that you currently have, would you say that what is the main type of produce that your farmers are into? Is it that 50% of them are doing dashing, mango? What is your main crop?
Okay, so we did a rough survey of that when we first got all of our farmers registered. And in that survey, we found close to 70% of the farmers in our area, the crop they were more with was dashing.
Okay.
And then it would be closely followed by tomatoes, about 20. And the other 10% would be, the other crops like that. Yeah.
Yeah, also sometimes they plant quite a bit of cabbage too. Even spring onion, they plant quite a lot of that for Jacques. So, yeah, there's quite a few people doing the little thing, which, as you said, to me, they're still a farmer.
Well, I wouldn't say they're not a farmer. The more reason I asked the question, I attended a meeting with the Region 6, is it Region 6 office, Bath? I attended a meeting on behalf of a farmer not too long ago, and I might get some of the terms wrong, but they had this where they were trying to see, okay, if all of that Foster Jacques is growing dashing, right? But right now there is a demand for lettuce, and there's so much, like the market is saturated with dashing right now, and they were trying to say, like, okay, we need to get onto like a system where we understand that there is this much happening in terms of this crop and we need more of another crop. So can some of you deviate into this crop? Is that something that you'll look into? Is it something that you take into account when you speak with your members or when you seek out new members that, okay, we already have 70% growing dashing, we need more persons with citrus. Citrus is on demand and we don't have enough citrus. We need some citrus farmers. Is that something you look at in your approach to getting membership?
Now,
okay.
Now, I like that question. I like the point. And this is something that we as the farmers group, we would want to tackle that, because so many farmers go out there and we sell the same product. And because all of us go out and sell the same product, we run each other at a loss many times. What we're hoping to do with time is we are hoping to catalog all the farmers. We are hoping to know exactly what they are doing, and then we can compare it to the needs of the market, and that we'd be in a position to be able to get the products for them to diversify, right, into the products that are being asked for or that is more in demand on the market. So you won't have a glutton. And that would help each farmer's bottom line at the end of the day. Is anything to add to that, Mr. Piaro?
Well, yes, it just balance the market instead of one thing. When you have one thing, it flood the market, it overflow the market, so it's not selling. So somebody else is planting dashing, somebody else planting plantain, somebody else planting, macaboo. So everybody has something to sell. At the end of the day, everybody will have some money in their hands.
That's right. Do you have any theory as to why this has not been happening before? Because like I said, I attended that meeting many years ago. I was not working where I am now, and I've been there for about 3 years. So at least 4 or 5 years ago, I attended that meeting, and that was something that was being discussed back then. So do you have a theory as to why? Is it stubbornness? Is it unwillingness to change? Why is it that we still have that as an issue now?
Well, before, when I grew up as a young man, farmer used to be good, because I remember I used to plant a few banana trees behind my granny yard, and they used to ask me to sell it, and when they sell it, they give me some money, which was good. But after a while, the farming just start going down, and from it start going down, from it still haven't picked up yet. So I would like to say, well, it's the big players and it's those who are in charge, so they have to try and build it up and put it back in order. Whilst we, the little one coming up, we setting different things together and coming up, so then we can get strength from them to bring us up, so that our community would be benefit from it also.
So you think it's something that those in the higher up need to try and do something?
Well, yes, because if we go in by the market, and it's not that somebody's planting too much dashing, because of we cannot do nothing with the rest of the dashing. You understand? So the rest of the dashing is just staying there. So then we said that
okay, so you're leaning more into like an agro processing, like
everything,
make dashing chips, make dashing
different
ice
stuff,
cream,
so then
do
the dashing will not
surplus.
so the dashing will not go to waste.
Okay.
In a different
I
way.
agree
You
with that.
understand?
I agree with that. I recently had some of the there's a young man who has some mixed chips. The it's not plantain chips, but it's a different variety. It has dashing, it has breadfruit.
Yes.
All types of different items in one type of chip, and it's very well done.
Definitely.
So these are the type of things we could, if the surplus dashing was being supplied to this man, maybe would have
So it can make
dashing
some can
chips
make
specifically from the Foster Jacques farmers
some
group.
can make dashing wine, some can make dashing
There's so
this.
many
So the dashing
options.
will still have value, instead of we claim to be that it's flooding the market, because there is no market really, especially for it in any other products. As long as you plant too much of it, it will flood the market. But it's not no other way it has to go to create something else, which is maybe process it, create a chips or something.
If you don't mind me adding something else to that point, I would say that another problem that we've had this problem for so long is because there's been a lack of structure. You understand? When you have a whole set of farmers acting on their own a lot of the times. It turns into a big competition, instead of farmers working together. And that's the problem. We don't have enough collaboration, enough cooperation throughout this country. And I'm hoping that groups like ours around St. Lucia could all work together in time for us to be able to prevent this kind of glutton from going on, and every farmer can have a piece of the pie. Yes, we are starting in Fontaine Jacques, but we're hoping that this group can help stimulate a movement throughout the country so that we may be in a better position.
I agree 100%. I love that attitude that it's something that can grow into a movement. I like that. A little bit of a deviation. I happen to be on the St. Lucia Cannabis Task Force. So I want to ask a question. If you don't want to answer, feel free to tell me. It's not a necessity, but I would like to get your opinion. Do you think that there is a avenue for farmers to diversify into medicinal cannabis or even industrial cannabis in terms of hemp? Do you think that that's something we can look into, a viable industry for our farmers?
Definitely. Of course it does, because for me, is there like any other crop? It doesn't mean like if you legalize cannabis that everybody will go and plant it. It still have the hard work behind it. It's just like you go and plant tomatoes and some people never planted before and they're thinking, well, when they plant it everything will go okay, and when they see it's not easy work, they just leave it. So it's the same like the cannabis. So if it's people like us, they have that portion of farmers doing this in a mass scale, then you have a couple of farmers planting wheat for whichever.
What we're looking at is either a medicinal
medicinal
cannabis
purpose
or for industrial purposes.
Industrial
in terms of
purposes.
hemp. So that's the two industries that currently St. Lucia is looking to branch into. So if the opportunity was made available, you think that's something you could persuade farmers to take seriously, apply for licenses, apply for cultivation license, and get into the business of cannabis?
Of course, because I remember once I went to the workshop in the greenhouse, and in the workshop they had mentioned that in it also. So I even put my name so that they said at the time when if it come to circulate that you legalize marijuana or hemp, so then I would file for a license.
Oh, that's wonderful, so you can definitely look out for that. That's coming.
Yeah, so that would be great.
Yeah, for sure.
I actually feel that once the opportunities is lucrative enough for the farmers, I believe that they will grab it in both hands.
Okay, all right.
As long as it's to their benefit.
Okay, so the Fontaine Jacques Farmers Group, you mentioned earlier that you're looking into adding new members. Is there any certain requirements that your new membership needs to? Is there a requirement for you to become a member? How does one become a member?
Okay, so to be a member, first of all, you have to have some sort of. You must be doing some sort of planting. Now, it also be a good requirement at the moment to be from the area.
Okay.
Because
so for now, you have to be a member of Fontaine Jacques.
Yes, for now, but that is subject to change with time. But you'd respect that we would need to accommodate for our farmers, our own homegrown farmers, before we extend to other communities. So that's what we are looking. That's what we would like, but we'd like to open up to places like Zeno, Soufriere, the different surrounding communities. So that was something that we would like. We also have a registration fee at the moment, which is $25.
That's a good fee.
Yeah, it's quite affordable because right now, members is power. The more members we have, the more power we have, the more influence we can have over policy decisions regarding the community. So I would like and and the PRO would also see these same words. Each one of us farmers who wants to make a better life for themselves and their children to be part of this group, so that we can actually be a part of the voice, part of the discussions, so that we can actually have a say to move things forward in the right direction for us in the community.
So, well, the idea is to make it look good, like, with foundation and steady going. You can, it's for the long term, it's not for the short term, but rather it's for the long term, so that everybody, especially in the community, can benefit. So we cannot really go out and then we not get nice up our own house, like put our own house in order. Then when it nice up going, our people, our children is happy and satisfied. Then we go out with it. So for now, we just within our area.
Understood. You mentioned, Mr. Lucien, you mentioned that you had attended a workshop. I just was wondering, is it one of the goals of your group to provide workshop or training for farmers? So for example, let's say I want to get into farming. Let's say, for example, with cannabis. Cannabis is coming up. I have a piece of land and I want to go into cultivation of cannabis, but I don't know anything about farming. But I have the willingness, I have the, I want to get into it. I just lacking some know-how.
Okay.
Is it something that we can look towards the Foster Jacques group for, in terms of guidance, in terms of what type of soil, what type of fertilizer, maybe locating farm hands for me, people that can work the land for me, trustworthy people? Is that something persons can come to the group for?
Yeah, well, yes, we would like this also to happen, and then we also would like also the people, especially in the neighborhood, who have the idea and the experience about it, would be part of the farmers group, so then they would help also to explain it, how it goes, how you plant it, whichever one, if it's cannabis or any other thing, or dash, because all the things sometimes they have the soil that they like, because sometimes this may not like that, so that soil have too much acid, but something else like it, and something else don't.
Yeah, like imagine I have some soil and I'm trying to grow tomatoes on it and I can't seem to grow any tomatoes, and then you come and tell me, no, that kind of soil you have there is good for Irish potatoes.
Yeah, so you can plant something
else. Sometimes
in
you
it.
just
So
going
yes,
about
we
it the wrong way.
of course, we're open to also do that also.
Okay. So what are some of the activities that the group is currently participating in?
Well, right now the group is Foster Jacques Farmers Group is really joined with the head center. That's what we have at the moment, and then because they're giving food to those who less fortunate. So we join with them so that we can make it a bit more bigger and give more people. So with what we can afford to give to them. So right now we're there with them, but we open for others to come in. So whichever activities or part, so we can take part in it also.
Okay, all right. You say the health centers for the less fortunate, but I'm not sure if it's still happening. The schools used to have a feeding program, a breakfast program.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if that's something maybe they can liaise with you guys.
Of course, it's open. As I said, it's open, so we can take part in it. It's part, as long as it's part of the community, to bring the community forward. So yes.
Okay, great. Do you have any major activities coming up that you can tell us about?
Well, at the moment, we are planning the fundraiser, barbecue and dance. And for the further July to August, we're planning another bigger one, which I would let Vice Chairman to explain a few. So we planning this. So
okay, so the fundraising, barbecue and dance, when is that taking place?
Well, I will left it up to.
Okay, Mr. Bernard.
Okay, so we are still looking at maybe after Lent, because you would appreciate that we are going through a religious still period. So we are looking to do that sometime between April and May. And then we are also looking towards a very unique event, an event that has never really been done before. And we're looking to call it like a Farmers' Day, right? Where we can take all the unique things in our area, all of our people's talents, what we produce, and we're hoping to work with different what's the word I'm looking for? I'm looking for to go out there and get collaboration with different sectors. So we're hoping that we could get the Soufriere Foundation involved with such a thing. Our district rep could help make this day as successful as it can for the area. We believe that it could provide a lot of exposure to the community, a lot of income could be made to people in the area too. We're just hoping that it will be a great event for the people in the area.
Okay. Let me see if I can make sure I understood that properly. Okay, so you don't have a date for it as yet though. But you just know it's going to be sometime after Easter. So sometime in April, sometime in May, May thereabouts. But it's going to be a collaboration of sectors.
Okay.
Where you're going to be showing the farmers and their talents in collaboration with other things.
Actually, we were hoping to have done that between July and August.
Okay, July and August.
Yeah.
Okay.
The fundraising
The
was supposed to be
barbecue
between.
is going to be in April, May.
Yeah.
But the unique activities coming more in June, July.
Between July and July to August.
Okay, all right. Okay, so we have a little time to plan.
Yeah.
Okay, so let me ask you, in terms of this collaboration of sectors, let me see if I can understand the concept properly. So let's say, for example, let's look at agro-processing in somewhat of a way. For example, you produce, let's say you have a lot of variety of citrus, and you want to collaborate with a business that is doing desserts. So maybe ice cream, sorbet, popsicles, something along those lines. So you're collaborating with that particular company. So am I on the right track? Is what the idea is?
Yeah.
Okay, so I have a suggestion. There is currently 2 agencies that there's one that just launched and one that's going to be launched on Thursday. So the Youth Economy Agency just launched, and they are providing assistance to businesses that have been run by young people 45 and under, right? So I would challenge you to look at the community of Jacques, look at the young people who have business ideas that can link with your different agro processing avenues, or look at the different areas you can find within the community and have them try and get that in advance of that activity. So if I had a popsicle company, or I want to use the name of one I know, the Fruta Jeunesse, for example, that's run by a young person, and it has to deal with fruits and juices and stuff like that. So for example, I would have that person in advance of in preparing for your activity to apply for assistance from that agency, so that they can have at least some startup funds to prepare for the activity.
Yeah.
Right? So because you said you want people like the foundation, the district rep to get involved. So at least you don't have to depend on that solely. You can look for other avenues to get the funding going. Now the one that's been launched on Thursday, that is with Ministry of Commerce, that is the Micro, Small and Medium Enterprises Grant and Grant Loan Facility that is being launched on the 16th. I don't have all the details yet, but it is for persons 31 and over, and but they have to have their business registered. So for that one, whoever is applying would have to have that business registered. So if it was Fruitage Jeunesse, I would have to make sure Fruitage Jeunesse is a registered business. Right? And then you also have to work on a business plan. That's one of the requirements. So I know that the three requirements: your age, the business certificate, you have to have your proof of the business is registered, and a business plan, right? So persons who fall into that category, you can have them begin the process. Get your business registered, work on your business plan, apply, see what you can get ready for that event. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I feel like you can get the ball rolling. We have some time, July, August. We have a little bit of time to get there, right? Okay.
Agreed.
All right. Okay. I'm really liking this idea, so I
because
wanted
it
to
was
get off the ground.
It was an idea that came up because it's a part of raising funds so that we can build up. Because if we don't have any funds, we gotta do nothing.
Right.
So we need the funds to do that. So we come up with that idea so that we can raise funds so that we can continue our project.
Okay. We have a couple of questions in the live feed from Miss Gloria Jonai. So her first question, she says, is there someone among the committee, or I guess she means from the Forces Act Farmers Group, who can assist and advise members who are facing difficulty with their crops? So is there anybody currently on your membership that can be assigned to something like that?
So currently, to answer that question, we are in regular contact with our extension officer. So if such a person has such an issue, all they would have to do is reach out to us, and we could contact the extension officer in order to address the issue.
Okay. All right. Anything to add, Mr. Piero?
I'm all right.
Okay. All right. Her second question. Since we are in the dry season, what measures are in place for the farmers without a source of water?
Okay, so we need to take this step by step. We are a young group, so we are in the stage of looking at this kind of. We are just looking at situations at the moment, and then after that, we will be able to sit down as a group and assess what we could do to address such a matter, if and when we are in the position to do so.
Okay. Anything to add, Mr. Lucien?
Well, it's the same thing I would say because we're not yet really to say it's a big organization as such. We know quite a lot of them problems that occurred through the farming. So we're just going taking it step by step to what we know. So then we share what we don't know. Then we learn. Then we can share later.
Okay, all right. Definitely can respect that. Thank you, Ms. Gloria Jonai, for your questions. Just a reminder to those of you who might have joined us late on the program, you're listening to Let's Connect on 88.5 Soufriere FM. My in-house guest tonight, I have with me the PRO, Mr. Lucien, and the Vice Chairman, Mr. Bernard, of the Forces Act Farmers Group. So if you have any questions relating to farmers or specifically for the Forces Act Farmers Group, you can send it in our Facebook live feed and it will be read on air. I have a couple more questions for our in-house guests, so you still have a few more minutes to send in any questions. I am paying attention to the feed. Okay, so we've definitely had some interesting conversation tonight about the origins of the Forces Act Farmers Group, the intentions, the goals, and some of the things we can look forward to in the near future, including a fundraiser and a very unique activity towards the later part of the year that we hope that we can definitely see some momentum for. So I want to encourage persons within the Forces Act area, those of you who are not yet members but have the interest of becoming a member. So tell us, how can persons reach you guys? How can they contact you in terms of membership requests, in terms of getting the registration form, paying the registration fee of $25? How can you be contacted?
Well, it can be contacted from Madam Secretary, and the chairman also. There's a number where they can reach the secretary at 3844 384.
384. Say that again. 384.
3844, which is 44 384.
Okay, 384-4384.
Yeah.
All right, so 384-4384, and that's to reach your secretary.
Yeah, and just to add to that, we also have a Facebook page as well, so you can always send a message through that, and we will get it and give you the further information.
Okay, what's the name of the Facebook page?
The Fontaine-Jacques Farmers Group.
Is it Fontaine-Jacques spelled out or FSG?
Yeah, it's Fontaine-Jacques spelled out.
Okay, so Fontaine-Jacques, for those of you who don't know how to spell it, FONDSTJACQUS. Fontaine-Jacques, so the Fontaine-Jacques Farmers Group on Facebook. All right, and you can send them a message, or you can call or message 384-4384. Right? All right, great. You said you're open to accepting new members. That was going to be my next question. We've already asked that, and we've spoken about our major activities coming up. Okay, so great. So I think I have one question that started building in the back of my mind. Earlier on, when we were discussing members having to be farmers, right?
Mm-hmm.
But then we did say a little bit that persons who have expertise, maybe they're no longer farmers, maybe they've retired, but they have expertise in growing of certain things, and they can come on board to give assistance, right? Almost like consultants, right? So what about persons who are not in the farming aspect per se, in terms of putting stuff in the soil, but they deal in products that are coming from the soil, like almost like the next step, like the retail end. So I have access to produce or products or agro-processed byproducts or things that come directly from the ground, certified organic, vegan related, that type of situation. Like for example, coconut oil. Technically, you don't have to be a farmer to produce coconut oil. So can somebody that is on that end of the system be a member? So if I make coconut oil, if I make vegan soap, if I, something that is on the other end but not coming straight from the ground, is that something that can be considered?
Yeah, so we're open for that. It's just that we have to find the market also for it.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, it's all the marketing, right?
It's all the marketing.
Yes.
So if we don't have the market, then we won't be able to. But yes, we're open for it.
Okay, I think that would be an exciting branch towards the end.
Because basically, if it's a farmers group, so we still consider it is that person is farming oil.
Yeah.
Because I mean coconut, you don't have to have a coconut tree for it to
you can buy coconut from somebody.
You can buy it from a farmer. There you go.
As you said, the person may not be the one planting it, but I'm buying it to do something else. So,
that's right.
So yes, it's from one to another.
Yeah, and just to add to that point, at the end of the day, even if we're starting on products, the group is a young group, and it will always expand into other things. So we're there to cover the products and eventually all the other products that it can make.
Yeah, new ideas come up.
Yeah, I've recently been learning a lot about the types of things that come into play in terms of from farm to table, from the differences between like from when you get the stuff in the soil and what you end up with as an end product, because there's such a wide variety. You can get nutritional supplements, hair care, skin care, even makeup. So many things can be based in even cleaning products, right? We learned so much through COVID and how the effect of chemicals in different things, and how important it is sometimes to pay more attention to what is coming across your body, coming on your skin, on your clothes, on your surfaces.
Yeah.
That has become such a bigger issue now.
Yep.
So there's so many different byproducts that.
Yeah, so you can also even have some foods that can turn to wine. You can make local wine, like our people used to do before instead of the
I
fruit.
think there is a company
Yes,
that
yes.
does that. There was a
We do local wine with
Yes.
mango, with all
I
the
can't
fruits.
remember the name, but there was a company there was a farmers market that Region 6 put on in Soufriere. And there was a company there with some different types of wine. I can't remember the names of the flavors. They had about maybe 6 or 7 varieties
Okay.
of local wine. But I, in my personal, I don't know if it's because I don't like alcohol, but in my personal opinion, I don't particularly like some of the ones I've tried.
Okay.
Like
okay.
sometimes it's like, y'all sure that's some wine? Like, I don't know. I've had some varieties and.
Yeah. Well, my partner, my empresses do it, and then I'm sure if you taste it, you would definitely.
I don't know. Like I said, I don't know if it's because I don't drink alcohol. So it's not for me.
Yeah.
I'll stick to my coconut oil, virgin coconut oil. That's my
Yeah, because sometimes because usually it depends when you do it, the more it stay, the more it get cured.
Mhm.
So the more it stay, the more it get cured, the more it get more stronger and become more flavored.
Yeah, but I think sometimes there's a difference between flavor and its spoil. and you know that there's a fine line sometimes, and you just I feel like I can't take the chance. I've had a few things I've tried, and I'm like, oh, sure, that's supposed to be tasting like that. No.
I don't know. It's depend of, as I said, it's depend on how long maybe they put it.
Yeah,
They
because,
leave it. They leave it.
I like
Or
to
what they
support
put,
local, but
or what they put in it, because when,
sometimes the things they sell to you, you have to ask yourself a lot of
Yeah.
questions.
well, some people put I think yeast in it. We don't put no yeast in it. We just leave it there to get cured
You
and
ferment naturally.
naturally, and then when after time we strain out everything and we bottle it back
Mhm.
and leave it there again, and then stay there for another how many months, even year, and then when you go and taste it, it's gonna knock you out.
Mhm. Ooh, okay.
It's just smooth.
I've like I said, I've been introduced to a lot of things lately. I recently tried I can't remember the name. What's the name of this the thing you grow it from a culture? It's a drink. The name is not coming to me. I got it from there's a company called It's Alive. So like they do very vegan, natural stuff.
Okay,
They
okay.
do pastries, they do drinks.
Mhm.
Is it
I don't think-
kombucha? Kombucha? You know what's kombucha?
I don't know much about them.
I haven't heard about that.
It's first time I heard that.
I've had it a couple of times, but each time I had it, I keep asking that question: is it supposed to taste like that? Because it's flavored. I got turmeric pineapple, I think was the one I had, and I didn't taste turmeric. I didn't taste pineapple.
So you know how
I was
turmeric.
just tasting fermentation.
Okay, but you know how turmeric tastes.
Yes, so I
Exactly.
didn't taste the flavor it was supposed to be.
Yeah.
I was tasting fermentation.
Like the other way you put it, like the strong.
Like I don't know how to describe the taste. Like the
Like a rotten type.
thank you, the spoiled
Yeah,
taste.
like a rotten type.
So I guess maybe that would be something like different hands, different preparation.
Because
You
other
know,
people will tell me they love kombucha, and I'm like, are you sure we're drinking the same thing? Is it supposed to taste like that? Because they have rave reviews. Because that's why I tried it. People speak so highly of it, especially for digestion. It's supposed to be wonderful for stomach digestion, and you take it first thing in the morning on an empty stomach, that sort of situation. But I'm like, is it supposed to taste like this? I don't know. It's just, I cannot put my mouth in somebody else's mouth for them to say, yes, that's how it tastes like. But I'm questioning it all the time. I've had it from different people, different sources. I have a friend who makes her own. And even watching it sometimes, I'm like, is this something that's supposed to be, you even supposed to drink this?
Well, usually I don't drink much things. I'm very selective in what I drink.
Well, you and me both on that aspect. I am very sketchy about certain things.
Yeah. So.
But in terms of, as we've talked about drinking things, technically, CMOS farmers are farmers.
Well, I guess they farm in CMOS.
So can CMOS become an agro processing member of the Jacques Farmers Club.
Well, as long as we have the market where we don't want them to join and they thinking, well, we can give them a market, sell
they're
the
not gonna
thing,
do anything
Yeah.
for them.
right away. Like it's not that we don't want to bring all them things in. It's to get the market and know, well, we have the place where we can take it from them, and then we can go and bring it to the other side where we have the market with.
Yeah, to be honest, it's not a bad idea, but since we in Fontaine Jack is not known as a place that produces
No,
Seymour. So we've
but
never
the thing is they
really
can buy
thought
it.
about it,
They
but
can buy
they
it.
can
They
buy
can
it.
buy it
They
and
can do
Yeah,
some
because
create the
I know
Seymours.
one person who makes Seymours now and he's living in Foster Jack.
Yes,
Yeah,
I
so
know. I
it could-
know. Yes, so I buy from him sometimes.
There you go.
So it's to have the market. So
Yeah.
where we say, well, maybe we can drop a few by Massey, we can drop a few by whichever supermarket,
is
whichever.
selling your
Yes,
products.
yes. So
All right. Well, it definitely sounds like a wonderful initiative, and I wish you guys all the very best. If you have any final words, final shout outs, final information that you want to that we had not come up in our time, anything else that we missed?
well, what I would say is thanks to the people that form the Fauché Jacques Farmers Group. It's good, so we're gonna do our best to keep it going strongly and with progress in the future. And new ideas come up because 2 or 4, 5, 6 person can have ideas alone. There's plenty, so we can bring all the ideas together and make it work.
That's right.
And just to add to that point, we are here because of the farmer support we have behind us. We have been able to achieve a lot of milestones because a few of us is able to work together. So just imagine if we had about 50 more people or 100 more people, how much further and bigger we could make this group. And that's what I would like to send out to the people.
So, and another thing, so we would like to also, even the elderly people that used to work the land and they cannot do nothing much, is also to assist them too. It's part of it also because there was this part of the community and there has been farming, so we can see if we can reach to that point where even we can help them out at some point.
Like almost like a farmer's pension.
Yeah, like what's really a farmer's pension because we know that. Well, yes,
Well, like,
you
I mean,
can
not
say
now,
yeah, not now, but
if we can
eventually.
put together a
But
system.
for now, we can still try and do a legal thing, but we have to raise the funds so that we know we have the funds there because it's also, don't forget, it's a non-profit organization. So it's not that we have a lot of money and we will do things. And as long as the money is there and we reach to the point where we have to do things for the community, it will be done.
And as much as I agree with the point that our PRO is making about the money, the best medicine is not tablets and suspensions in a pharmacy, is food. If a nation has food, the nation is healthy, and that is what we want to promote. If we eat more of what we produce, we would have a lot less issues with our own health.
I agree with you on that because I cannot believe we've gotten to a point in time where children don't eat mangoes and
Yeah.
parents don't give their children oranges and like when did we get to that point?
Yeah, instead of they give them some local fruits, they
Right.
give them soft drinks or
Yeah.
Which I'm happy that the schools have made that, the government has made that initiative where they're removing sugary drinks and stuff like that from the schools, and I know so many other schools are doing things like no bag day where they make sure they feed them healthier options, and you know they're trying to find some way to get there. But
yes.
I remember passing a carambola tree in Entripro on the roadside, and the amount of fruit on the ground and on the tree is laden, and I'm like, it's literally right by the road. It
And the
doesn't
children,
belong to
and
anybody.
children don't want it.
And nobody is eating. I'm like, since when?
Yes, because I remember when I was young, we used to go early morning. We used to get up and go and make a race to go and see who go collect the most mangoes. And when you look, how much different set of people passing. So, and if you don't have no mangoes, before it falls, somebody already passed.
Got there.
Because because at that time there we was dealing with fruits. We didn't know much of them
other foods.
Them things, but now they bring in all other foods and they introduce it to the children early, so that obviously they get addicted to it. And first thing they will do, they will quicker go to the artificial juice than they go to the fruits, because the artificial juice is sweet and they're addicted to.
But I see like sometimes like for example, between a soft drink and a mango, to me the mango is far sweeter. I don't see.
Yeah, the mango is and more healthier too.
Yeah. And
Definitely.
where I think it's they say monkey see monkey do. I don't want to say call us monkeys, but when you used to see your mom with a basin of mangoes, and then you'll be a child now and you never see your mother eat a mango, why would you eat a mango?
Exactly.
It's that type of situation.
So them days that you don't get that. They used to have a thing they used to call bui. And we used to go all under his children, go in and look for these things to eat. Like that is the norm, because it's them kind of fruits we into. So you'll go wherever the mango tree is, you'll go and find it. Soursop. When you reach on a soursop tree, it could be not even your tree, but you see it there and it's good. You go take it.
We're not condoning predator last just to make that statement. We're not condoning, don't steal people's things. But we were just
I'm just explaining I'm just explaining to you. So that is
now
to
we know better. We know better.
Now we know better. So because that time there we could not see a fruit.
Right.
The people used to have the grapefruit tree, and that is what we into that them times. Yeah. But now them things finish.
But I think with us, with there being phones and tablets, further, I'm trying to think of the right word. Do I say westernization or modernization?
Technological advances.
Right, we have moved away from the traditional stuff, and that.
Some aspects, yes.
Yeah.
The thing is that we must never forget where we come from too. So if we move with something and we're not remembering where we come from, we forgetting. When we forget where we come from and we're there. So it's just like we just go wild forward and then. And so we basically we in the road of destroying our own selves.
Yeah.
So
I think some persons because I've heard it said that this way, that you grew up poor eating breadfruit every day, then you get older and you don't want to see breadfruit.
Yeah.
So you get to a point where your kids never eat breadfruit because you refuse to eat breadfruit because you ate so much of it as a child.
Yeah. So you're not giving it to them.
So there's this, like people branching away from certain foods because they look down on it. Like I remember somebody saying something on social media about cricks and milk. If you never had cricks and milk, you were never poor. I said, but I still eat cricks and milk today. I didn't see that as poor food.
Exactly.
I saw that as comfort food.
Yeah.
When does the rain fall in, and if you don't have something to make cocoa tea, you make cricks and milk.
Yeah.
But now they look at it like that's poor people food.
Yes, so it's like they label it. So I always resent that. And I always said to my empress, let me tell you, don't matter however I live there, nobody will go open them up and tell me I'm poor, because at the end of the day, it's all about survival. Right. I mean, you can go to a supermarket and buy a Milo, and I have my cocoa tree, and I can pong it, and make a cocoa, and then go and grate it and make a hot chocolate. So you go tell me because of that I'm poor. No, I don't see that. That is just people and their state of mind.
Yes, they put a stigma attached to it.
Yeah.
And then we go downhill from there.
Definitely.
All right. I want to thank you guys so very much. I enjoyed tonight's conversation. It was such a refreshing conversation to hear the way you want to progress with our agriculture industry in Saint Lucia, in Soufriere, in Fort Jacques. So I want to thank you so very much for coming to Let's Connect tonight. I wish you guys all the very best with your fundraiser and with the activity. I'll be looking out for the flyer. I hope you share it with me when it's ready so that I can circulate as well. Before we leave, I just want to remind persons that the Youth Economy Agency is open. The website is youtheconomy.lc. All information is on the website, so there's videos, there's options for grants and options for loans. I have not looked at the loan section, but the grant section, you are able to access up to $5,000 for a grant. That means you do not pay it back. There's a list of requirements, but mostly you need to have your ID. You need to have either a CV or a bio, and you also need to provide a documentation like a quote or an invoice to show what it is you're purchasing with the grant money that you are applying for, and that does not cover construction. So if it's something that you're trying to construct, you cannot apply for the grant. So you can take a look at it at youtheconomy.lc for those persons who are interested. And the MSME grant loan situation is from Ministry of Commerce. It's been launched on Thursday, so you can look out for that on Ministry of Commerce's Facebook page, Government of St. Lucia Facebook page. They will be posting it. You can also look out at the Soufriere Constituency Group Facebook page. We will be sharing the information once it is out. So you can look out for those opportunities. If you have a business idea, if you have a registered business, there are different opportunities available for you. So youth economy, it's 35 and under. MSME, it's 31 and up. That's the age requirements. Okay, so those are the avenues available right now. And for those persons, just let me give a little shout out. For those persons interested in vegan products, 100% certified organic products, plant-based products in categories of hair care, skin care, hygiene products, nutritional supplements, sports nutrition, and home care, you can check out Creative Flourish on Facebook, Creative Flourish on Facebook, or you can reach out to me and I can give you the information. There are over 350 products available, everything certified organic, straight from the farm, created right into the product, nothing, no chemicals touching anything. Wonderful for persons who are vegan and looking for various options in terms of supplementing their current diet, their skincare, their hair care, that sort of thing. Check it out on Facebook, Creative Flourish. Alright, so thank you so very much for joining us on Let's Connect. We have about 3 minutes left. If you want to give a final shout out your community, shout out your family, go right ahead.
Yeah, more love to my community, more love, stay strong, always there with you all. And the president and the Madam Secretary and the chairman, everybody else, members, shout out to you all, give thanks. We're looking forward to work in the future.
And I share those very same opinions as our PRO. So I'd like to say good night to all of the farmers and everybody else who was paying attention to this broadcast.
It's an honor to be there. Thanks.
All right, thank you so very much. Thanks for joining us on Let's Connect.
This one I gotta do with the jabata. Me, I no get time, I did da. Dada cover my face, calling me la ba da. Biggie man, we know they wear a ba da. Tell me, man, what's it
9 o'clock.
G-Wagon, all the Bentley, the girl them, ride the boat. I no feet, die for nothing, man. What's it gon' be? G-Wagon, all the Bentley, the girl them, ride the boat. I no feet, die for nothing. Make you no say anything when you do, they must commend it. I can't come and keep myself. So anything when I do, I dey try to do on my way. I can't come and keep myself. Plenty so far we face. Just to make sure money day. But my people can go say I know one buy, I know one die, I know one payment. I want enjoy, I want chop life, I want buy motor, I want build house, I still want to know. Tell me, man, what's it gon' G-Wagon, all the Bentley, the girl them, ride the whip, I no feet, die for nothing, man. What's it gonna be? G-Wagon, or the Bentley, the garden, riding with me, I know feet. Different things them happening, schemes and packaging. In a one night for shows, I'm juggling. Flow like the ocean, my boat, I'm paddling. Shout out Shinapella, that's my bro, my family. Frozen dreams. When it comes to money, I they concentrate. Make I tell you straight, you are not my mate. If you become mission, I'll be head of state. But my people then go say, I know one buy, I know one die, I know one payment. I want enjoy, I want job life, I want buy motor, I want build house, I still want to know. Tell me, man. What's it gon' be? G-Wagon, all the Bentley, the girl them, ride the whip, I know feet, die for nothing, man. What's it gon' be? G-Wagon, all the Bentley, the girl them, ride the whip, I know feet, die for nothing. Oh no, I burn now. Yeah, 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 yeah.
Bye-bye.